Just in general, what do you think of the defense today?
I think we've made some progress, and that's the goal, is to get better each day and take it one day at a time. I think they're feeling more confident in the new scheme, and the more confident they get, I think the cleaner the play will be. There's still mistakes out there, but that's why you have to practice. There's a lot to learn, but we're not shy on effort, and that's the biggest bright spot. There's other bright spots, but the fact that we're not shy on effort and we're getting great effort, then that tells me that we got a chance to move forward.
Jamario Bell caught your eye at all?
Yeah. Several of those guys up front, and we're still learning, and this was really the first full scrimmage, and after we grade the scrimmage, we'll know a little bit more, and there may or may not be some adjustments in terms of where guys are, but there's several guys up front, and that's for us to be productive and win in this league, you gotta win the battle up front, and there's been a couple guys that have kind of shown that spot already.
Who in particular?
Well, I'm not ready to talk about all the names, but obviously Sosa's one of the guys. I like what we're getting out of Ramsey at defensive end. I think he fits the position, and the position fits him really well. So really like that. And then we got several guys inside that are doing a good job. Right now in terms of learning, but also playing physical. And that's what we got to do. We got to be a physical football team to line up and play in this league.
How's Cam Curl taking to the move to safety?
Good, and I think it fits him better. Not that he couldn't play on an island, but he's a guy that plays aggressive, and sometimes that can be good or bad at corner. But the safety spot really seems to fit him well.
How's Callaway doing at the other corner?
I think we got corners that and again, I don't want to mention a whole lot of names because I'm gonna miss somebody that I probably should. But we're pleased with what we got our corners doing, and they're going to be playing a lot more man than they've ever played, and I think they like that challenge. But there's several different types of man that you can play, but I think they like the opportunity to do that. And again, I think our entire football team is making strides, but we can't afford to go back. We got to continue to go forward, and hopefully we'll do that.
Got several mid-semester freshmen on defense. Just how's your experience with that gone? With guys that start their career in spring practice.
It's been real good. Obviously when it really shows off is when you come back from fall practice, and you see the ones that were here compared to the ones that were not here. And they're quite a bit ahead, from knowledge. I mean, they're all hopefully going to be talented enough to play, but your talent alone is not going to win ball games for you. Talent gives you a chance to win. It's got to be talent that understands the scheme and how to play in the scheme and can go out and play. So, from the mindset of them knowing what to do, every year that we've had a midterm come in, it's been, they come in, and you start comparing them to freshmen, and really there's no comparison. They got 15 days of practice and a lot of meeting time under their belt, and hopefully they've grown a lot.
Got a couple of veteran linebackers with Scuda and Greenlaw. Just any impressions on them so far?
Well, number one, I think they're good players. I knew that before we went on the field with them. I think they were really well coached last year. They know how to play football. Now, they got to, really, convert to a little bit different style of play. But they've been well coached and they're good football players. And I like them as young men. They're fun to be around. They're fun to coach, and they're eager to learn, and they want to get better. They're not satisfied with, coming in here and saying, okay, you guys are good players, and they are good players. But they're not satisfied with that. They want to get better, and that's what you got to do. You got to be hungry. You got to be willing to go to work, and you got to be willing to sacrifice. This is not an easy game, and I think sometimes even as coaches, because we're on the job 24/7. These guys go to school. They're trying to get an education, and really, they got to sacrifice free time some of the other students are out, having a good time doing what students do. But they're willing to do that, and they're willing to put the time in.
What have you seen from Janario Bill?
I think obviously athletic ability probably a little better than I anticipated, but he's starting to show up a lot, as well as a bunch of other kids. And the thing about it, what you see in this, being our, and we made some mistakes today, but what we're looking for is guys that can play through mistakes, get ready for the next play, and put that one behind them. Because if you got talent, you can do that. But what happens, a big part of getting a football team ready to play is the mental preparation. If you don't have the mental preparation and they're not tough mentally, then it's going to be hard to to win close ball games. I think that's one of the things. And certainly when you start looking at, there's a lot of ball games that are won by 4, 5, 6 points, and a play here or there will make a difference in that, and you never know when that play is going to happen. And we got to continue to push them all till they grow to that point to where they don't worry about being fatigued. They just worry about making the next play.